Kelly Ripa admits she was always rooting for the shark in Jaws. I just felt bad when they blew him up. Kelly Ripa has never been shy about sharing quirky childhood stories, unexpected opinions, or humorous confessions that catch audiences off guard. But her recent admission, declaring that she was always rooting for the shark in the 1975 blockbuster Jaws, instantly became one of her most memorable pop culture revelations. What began as an offhand remark quickly evolved into a sweeping conversation about perspective, nostalgia, cinematic villains, and how audiences relate to movies differently as they grow older. Ripa's comment, both playful and surprisingly sincere, sparked amusement among fans who have long admired her ability to approach even well-established cultural phenomena from angles no one expects. Her remark added new life to a nearly 50-year-old film that remains an iconic part of American cinema, reminding viewers that even classics can feel fresh when someone introduces a viewpoint that challenges decades of traditional interpretation. A surprising movie confession. During a casual conversation about favorite childhood movies and moments that stuck with her, Ripa shared that she had a soft spot for the most unlikely character in Jaws, the shark itself. Rather than rooting for the heroes on the boat or fearing the great white that terrorizes Amity Island, she admitted she felt sympathy for the film's infamous antagonist. I was always rooting for the shark, she said with a matter-of-fact tone that surprised everyone listening. I just felt bad when they blew him up. It always made me sad. The candid statement quickly became a talking point, triggering laughter, curiosity, and a flood of reactions across social platforms as fans weighed in. Many found the confession relatable, noting that they too sometimes sympathize with misunderstood villains, while others joked that the shark finally had someone on his side after decades of being Hollywood's most infamous predator. For Ripa, however, the sentiment wasn't meant as a joke. She explained that from her earliest viewings of the film, the creature never registered as evil but rather as a force acting according to instinct. The fearsome reputation built around the shark, she felt, overshadowed the bigger picture, that the animal was simply being an animal. How childhood shapes movie perception. One fascinating aspect of Ripa's confession is how it highlights the unique way children interpret movies. While most viewers, especially young ones, react to Jaws with terror or excitement as they follow the human characters, Ripa experienced the story differently. Many children form strong attachments to animals, real or fictional, and Ripa noted that she was no exception. As a young viewer, she didn't fully process the narrative structure, the danger, or the symbolic role of the shark. Instead, she saw a creature singled out and hunted. To her younger mind, the boat-bound trio, Brody, Hooper, and Quint, seemed less like heroes on a mission and more like relentless pursuers. Her early emotional response to the shark likely shaped her long-standing sympathy for it, and her adulthood hasn't altered that lens. If anything, she says, understanding animal behavior has made her even more sympathetic to the perspective she held as a child. Ripa's long-standing habit of choosing non-traditional favorites. Ripa's entertainment preferences have frequently surprised fans, especially when she reveals unexpected favorites or unconventional interpretations of well-known stories. Her affection for the shark in Jaws fits neatly into that pattern. Over the years, she has often joked that she gravitates toward characters who seem lonely, misunderstood, or unfairly treated, whether in animated films, classic literature, or horror cinema. Her affection for unconventional characters is, in many ways, what her fans love most. She consistently brings humor and humanity into discussions about movies and television. Rather than offering rehearsed or predictable commentary, she embraces spontaneity. That spontaneity has become part of her public identity, making even the most familiar topics feel fresh when filtered through her lens. The cultural legacy of the Jaws villain. For nearly 5 decades, the shark from Jaws has been regarded as one of the scariest, most iconic villains in film history. Its debut in 1975 became a watershed moment for summer blockbusters, redefining how thrillers could shape public imagination. The creature's power lay not only in its physical depiction, but in the tension created around its presence. Audiences came to fear what they couldn't see, and the shark became an instant symbol of lurking danger. Ripa's confession challenges that long-standing perception by suggesting that the villain is not a villain at all. Her viewpoint aligns with a growing cultural shift in how modern audiences consume media. As conversations about ecology, wildlife conservation, and animal behavior have evolved, many viewers are more inclined to consider nature-based villains through a compassionate lens. Ripa's admission taps into this shift, prompting renewed discussion about why the shark was villainized in the first place and whether audiences today view it differently than they did in the 1970s. Sympathy for movie monsters, a modern trend. Ripa's viewpoint may seem surprising, but it fits into a broader trend of audiences rooting for the misunderstood or misrepresented characters in film. Over the years, viewers have increasingly connected with characters previously labeled villains, from King Kong to Maleficent to certain dinosaurs in the Jurassic Park franchise. These reinterpretations allow people to explore different emotional angles, often revealing more about the viewer than the character itself. When Ripa said she felt bad when the shark was blown up, her comment resonated with a cultural moment where viewers are more likely to question narrative framing. Who gets to be the hero? Who is unfairly portrayed as dangerous? Are natural predators villains, or does storytelling simply assign those roles for dramatic effect? Her remark opens the door to a modern reevaluation of classic films, encouraging audiences to watch with fresh eyes and an open mind. A childhood memory that never faded. For Ripa, the emotional sting of the shark's demise is something she remembers clearly. She described the final sequence, where the shark is ultimately destroyed, as a moment that always felt tragic to her. "I just remember thinking, why did they have to do that?" she said. It wasn't personal. The shark was just being a shark. This childhood emotional imprint is something many people experience with movies they watched when young. Whether it's fear, affection, or confusion, early impressions often persist well into adulthood. Ripa's reaction, though unconventional, provides a relatable glimpse into how deeply childhood perceptions can shape long-lasting emotional responses. A comment that sparked unexpected debate. Ripa's confession prompted lively debate among fans and movie buffs. Some applauded her for expressing empathy toward an animal portrayed as a monster, while others joked that she must have been one of the few children rooting against the film's human protagonists.